Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another Dead Walking Dead character video. Today we are looking at Eileen, but also I figured I'd try to find out who Eileen's husband and baby daddy is. I'm pretty sure it's this guy just because he's the only male seen interacting with Eileen more than once. It's not confirmed obviously, but no harm in rolling with it. We'll also be briefly talking about Eileen's baby and its fate. Eileen is of course female, she is played by Megan Caddy, she is early to mid-20s and first appeared in Walk With Me. Her husband is of course male, he is played by Jordan Rios, he is early to mid-30s and first appeared in Say the Word. The baby's gender is obviously unknown, no actor, and its age is debatable as we don't even know if the baby was born. Before the outbreak, Eileen and her husband met and married, and when the outbreak began, they soon both found and joined Woodbury. Living happily in the town, Eileen of course soon fell pregnant and was in her third trimester just before we see her in her first episode. In season 3, Eileen is first seen waving to Rowan, Andrea and Michonne as she carries some groceries in her hand. When the governor and his men return with some new trucks, Eileen walks over to see and listens to the governor tell the town that the men died to walkers, so they're taking their stuff. She then inspects the new vehicles. She is seen walking around the town towards the walls. A day later, Eileen and her husband are at the barbecue. Mr. Eileen, he goes and gets a drink for Eileen and brings it to her, and she's sat down likely because she's suffering from pregnancy. Later they both listen to the governor's speech, standing next to each other. That's cute. Later on, they're both seen at the gladiator pit or arena, whatever it's called, cheering on Merle and Martinez. She's seen just sitting down at one point. In the mid-season finale, Eileen investigates outside after hearing gunshots. The governor is there and tells her and everyone else that everything is okay and instructs her and the others to return to their houses. Both Eileen and her hubby are later seen at the arena, where the governor reveals Daryl and Merle were a part of the attack. She and her husband both shout for the brothers' death with the rest of the crowd. They watch as the brothers fight and the zombies get added to the fight to spice things up, and the brothers then begin to team up and fight back, and both Eileen and her hubby don't look very happy about it. Rick's group suddenly attack and smoke bomb the arena. Eileen and her hubby then flee to safety. In the morning, Eileen and her hubby attempt to leave Woodbury thinking it's no longer safe. She's shocked when Martinez gets violent. They then hear and see Richard Foster be eaten by walkers and the governor mercy kill him, and both stare at the scene in shock. They stay gathered in the street outside the governor's place, and Andrea comes out and talks to them both as well as the crowd, and Andrea convinces them all to stay. And that is the last we see of Eileen, but not her husband. He is seen in the militia lineup where the governor picks out members for his militia. Off screen he is selected to join, and later off screen he has a shave. In the finale, Eileen's husband is seen preparing for battle at Woodbury. He then drives in the truck towards the prison with the others and watches Martinez blow up a watchtower. He shoots at some zombies around the prison, and Eileen's husband with the others breach the courtyard and head inside of the prison. When they enter, the cell block is empty and they find nothing. He splits off from the governor, Martinez and Alan and goes into the tombs with some other people, and off screen he is killed by Michonne and Rick. This was actually meant to be on screen by the way, but it was cut, but it's still referenced by Karen because she mentions a massacre that happened. His body is likely given to the dead or maybe buried, who knows. R.I.P. Eileen's husband. Now, Eileen is a tricky one. We know that she is definitely dead, but placing her death is tricky. I know the wiki has listed her as being in the governor's massacre, but because of Eileen being heavily pregnant, I have a hard time believing that she was constricted into the militia unless she had had the baby. So I think, in between last seeing her in The Suicide King and the finale, Eileen had to have given birth. But maybe something went wrong with her pregnancy, as we never ended up seeing the baby. We do see a baby here, but the actor for the character who is holding said baby has confirmed it's her character's baby, and no one else's. I mean, with all the stress and the battles and the gunshots and the zombies, who knows, maybe it complicated the pregnancy and contributed for Eileen sadly having a miscarriage. It's pretty dark, but it's the only reasoning I have to make Eileen fit for dying with the governor's massacre. So R.I.P. Eileen's baby. It was likely buried, I imagine. Eileen being constricted into the governor's militia now makes sense. However, I don't think she died during his on the road massacre, I think it makes more sense that she probably split off with her husband. I mean, why would she split off with the governor? She probably would have gone with her husband into the tombs. Therefore, I think Eileen was actually killed in the tombs alongside her husband. So, shot to death by Rick and Michonne. Or I think they had some elaborate trap or something. Who knows? R.I.P. Eileen, her husband, and her baby. That was tricky to get through. Eileen was always weird to me. When first watching Walk With Me, I was always thinking that they would do some sort of parallel to her pregnancy with Laurie's, but Eileen literally just becomes another background character of Woodbury after her first name drop. I wish they did more with her, even if it was just 1 or 2 scenes, especially addressing her pregnancy. Her husband was cool enough. He's seen caring for Eileen a lot, so that's nice of him. Anyway, tell me your thoughts on Eileen, her husband, and that unborn or maybe born baby, and I'll see you in the next one. Spin that wheel. Brap, let's get a new character to do for next episode. We're going to be doing... Franco and McGinley, the cops from Grady Memorial Hospital.